put this on YouTube each time now. Awesome. All right. So I welcome everybody. Hey, Rosemary, Shadia. Nice to have you. Awesome. Awesome. So today we're continuing the book, actually concluding the book. And I'm so excited for the book we're going into. I've changed my mind on the book that I said we're going to go into. This one, you're going to love it, but I'll share it later. Now, this is the second part of the chapter 7, and we're going to conclude 7 and 8 today. So here it's talking about, let's see. Oh, you're welcome, Rosemary. So it's talking about, continuing on making the sale, right? It's emphasizing like when you're in presentation. Remember, this chapter 7 is on making the sale, your presentation to the client, to your prospect. Now, when I was going through this, I have two scenarios in mind: one-on-one presentation, like physical meetings, one-on-one, or a big presentation, or online, when you're talking to somebody online, maybe on the phone one-on-one, or a Zoom call and things like that. So I put myself in those situations to see, okay, how can this apply when I'm in this scenario? So that is the way I just picture it in my head and how we can make it happen, right? So with this, of course, it's been saying this throughout the book, like when you're presenting, you don't start with what your product. You don't start with what is the content of your product and all of that, but rather you go to what your product does, right? So all the customer cares about is what the product does. What's the benefit? What's in it for me, basically? And, the popular with him, right? What is in this for me? What am I going to gain, using your product? So that is what we want to show them. How is this product going to save me money, make me money, or, solve this acne issue, when you're dealing with beauty products? So as you go in presentation, as we continue to present, it's good to ask questions. And this is one thing that if there's anything that I'm taking away from this book, this is not the first time I'm hearing it, definitely. Fraser mentions this, Igdin mentions this, all of those people mention this a lot, and that is using questions. And it drills down into the human nature. When you ask questions, it's easy. People want to answer, right? People want to answer you. So you use that to capture their attention. So your entire sales presentation must revolve around answering these questions to the prospect. Or the questions, okay, this particular one is basically going to be what your presentation is going to be about. So how will the customer pay, at the end of the presentation? How much do they get, right? Especially when you're doing the business presentation, how soon will the results come? When you're doing product presentation and all of those things, and how sure can I be that I will get the results you promised? So that is where, social proofs come, saying your other clients, what their result has been, what your result has been. That's when you begin to bring other people on board. Like if it's a presentation, like a Zoom presentation, you have 2-3 other people that you can bring on board to talk about their own experience. So that is what that is meant to do. And of course, we know that emotion goes a long way. When you are able to sell people, when you're able to have people feel into what you're presenting to them, when you're able to make them see themselves in what you're presenting to them, the sale is already done, right? So 90%, almost everyone will say that people are 90% emotional and only 10% logical. But the correct answer is that people are 100% emotional. When we're talking about, buying, a lot of people buy with emotions. So the main thing is they would, you have to have them like and wanting the product, and then it's your work, it's your role or your duty to make it logical, right? So that when you build your presentation that way, moving from point to point, offering specific benefit, then explaining logically how the prospect achieved those benefits, your sales presentation is built on a solid rock. This will prevent them from having buyer's remorse at the end of the day, right? When you have somebody sign up, the emotion of, you know, anticipating the results, the benefits that you told them they're going to get, it needs to continue to linger on in them. They need to continue to see themselves, instead of saying, "Who, you talked me into it, you talked me into it." No, but they need to be able to get themselves, you know, see themselves being there. This is what I was talking about earlier, you know, asking logical questions. And I love some of the references he made on how to actually use that to get the people, the picture, to get this, you know, your prospect picture themselves in the benefit that you are sharing, you know, with them. You know, once you get them asking those questions, putting them in the scenario of somebody that will enjoy the benefit, you're able then to, and if you can add guarantees. I think on the Untamed website, there's guarantee, you know, your money back guarantee and things like that. And I've heard some folks, even within the team, talk about, if you use this, you know, for 30 days and it did not work, bring the empty bottle and I'll give you your money back. Something like that, just to make them feel like, okay, I don't have an obligation to continue to buy this. And one of the things that I love about the Circle member that the Untamed is introducing now is the fact that it kind of has an inbuilt guarantee into it, right? You know, the presentation is for the Circle member, they have immediate benefits to enroll in that Circle member. They're going to get 10% off right off the bat. This is somebody that you feel, okay, maybe you've presented to them to come and be a member so that they can get 43% off the bat, right? But if they're reluctant and say, okay, I'm not buying that much product, that I just need the perfume, you know, these other little things. So if you see that what they want to buy is up to 50K, then you can present to them, okay, maybe being a Circle member will be of benefit to you then. And then you tell them immediately they get 10% off and they get free shipping, right? With those two benefits, those are benefits that they can enjoy. And then one thing that has the guarantee built into it is that we know that this is going to work for you. And with this Circle member, you're going to come back and, you know, continue to patronize, us in the company. So that gives them the sense of, I will come back, you know, to get this. I love some of the feedback, the customers' feedback that we have in the community. The lady was like, I don't want this current one that I'm using to finish. That's why I came for another one, you know, because they could see results. And those are the things we can share with them. Now, price, when you have designed and given your sales presentation effectively, the question of price will only come up at the end, after the decision to buy has been made, right? So when we're making presentation, we should not make pricing the big deal. You know, that's why, you know, having the mind when we're talking about the Circle member and issue with, okay, automatic debit, you know, from the customer's account, when we're making it, you know, emphasizing on it, it gives the mind that when we're presenting to the people, we give them the vibe that, you wouldn't like this, you know. So it kind of kills it, you know, instantly like that, because the way we feel is what we're going to pass on to people, You know, there are a lot of people that does that with other products. They do that with other products. So why, or other company, I should say. So why should it be different with the Untamed? It's not auto ship. And I wanted to chip in that yesterday, but I felt, okay, let me leave the MD to take care of it. It's not auto ship. It's 20,000 naira in your account that you can use for anything. You can use for anything. Auto ship is you know, there's a set of product that you have picked that you're going to be getting every month. That is auto ship. This one is not, they're not shipping anything to you until you go in and use your money in your wallet that is being added 20,000 every month. Then you go in and use it to purchase what you want. You might not buy this month, but your 20,000 naira is there. You want to buy the third month, you have 60,000 naira. Now you can buy 2 perfumes. You can buy all of the things that you need. After 3 months, your perfume should be done. Not like me though. My perfume will not be done in 3 months, but you know, other things will be done. The makeup too will not be done if it were me. The skincare, yes, your daily skincare will be done in 3 months. So you come back and make purchases, right? So those things, it's just interesting, you know, hearing all of those objections yesterday. Kudos to MD. He was able to calm the nerves and things. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. What is this on my page? Sorry about this. Okay. Oops. No, not you. Okay. All right. So price, we should not, when we're dealing with our prospect, price should not be should not be front and center. We need to, make that the last thing we'll even bring up at all, right? Let them be heavy on value, be heavy on the benefit, be heavy on what they need, what you've heard them. And you get that from question, when you're asking them questions and all of that. So that's why listening is key to building trust. When you're listening to them, you're asking open-ended questions, you're listening to them. From there, you know what their needs are, and you're able to give them what they need. Become a great listener. Listen attentively. That is very, very crucial, because when you listen, that's when you're able to hear them, right? When you listen to them, it gives them a sense of importance. It raises their self-esteem. They know that you want to hear what they have to say. And when they know that you want to hear what they have to say, then they will be more open to tell you what they want to tell you. In developing the skill of listening, the very first thing is listen attentively, right? The second is we'll pause before replying. And I love the way he puts it. He puts this benefit here. He says there are 3 benefits to that. When you pause before replying, pause for like 3 to 5 seconds before replying. It says when you do that, it gives them this sign that it conveys to the prospect that you are carefully considering what they just said. So that means you're not discarding what is said. You're not, making it seem like it's unimportant, but that you're saying this is too important for you to respond to it too quickly. So their self-esteem and self-respect automatically, increases with you, and trust increases as well. So it allows you to hear the prospect at a deeper level of mind as well. You connect on that level. That's the second benefit. And the third benefit, so when you pause like that, you ascertain the prospect has already finished talking, so you're not interrupting them. So it allows you. And then listening allows for silence in the conversation. When you're silent, it allows for the prospect is able to think, to let some of the things you're saying sink in, right? Remember the saying, the selling takes place with the words, but the buying takes place in the silence, right? So I love the way he puts it, this, in these, when you are asking questions at every stage, when you allow silence to be available within the conversation, then you're carrying the prospect along in this, you're moving them closer and closer to decision making, so they won't get to this point of, leave it with me, let me think it over. Because while you're making the presentation, they're already thinking it over, right? So it's easier to get a conclusion that, okay, where do I sign up? Or, okay, here is a check, when do I get my products? Things like that. So I love this analogy here, or this example that he's giving us here, the type of question we should ask. This particular one, how do you mean? This is very soft and very, very, very soft, and not, I would just say soft, and very, it's deep in a way that it allows the prospects to expand on what they've just said without attacking, without feeling attacked. Yes, without feeling attacked. How do you mean? But when you say, what do you mean? Or, oh, really? When you use others, they might feel like, okay, you're discounting, their sentiment and things like that. But when you say, how do you mean? You're begging for them to expatiate on what they just said. So it's just one question. It costs too much. How do you mean? I can't afford it. Oh, wow. How do you mean? We are happy with our existing supplier. Oh, really? How do you mean? We don't have it in the budget. Oh, wow. How do you mean? Things like that. It gives them it's a question. And as humans, we are programmed to answer questions, right? So when you ask them, how do you mean? Even in text messages, how do you mean? You can ask that. How do you mean? They will respond. Questions equal control. When you ask a question, the prospect cannot think of anything else but the answer until it is giving you the control. So we need to use, it's a wand, it's a magic wand now that we must use. We weird it with power, that yes, having those questions empowered or equipped with those questions, we're able to get the mind, the sales out of our prospect. Paraphrase it, when you're listening, let's not forget, he said, listen attentively. Make sure that you're listening attentively. Pause while after they've spoken, pause, and then question for clarification. And then the fourth one, paraphrase it in your own words. This will definitely help you to build trust, right? Because then when you build the trust, they are more open to hear what you have to say. Then the last one, use open-ended questions. This will, allow you, like that, how do you mean, is so powerful. It just allows you to dig deeper into what they have. Now, the open-ended question helps you, to get them to explain, clarify on their objection, while you're trying to, make the sale, trying to make the presentation. But the close-ended questions, where you have them say yes, right? Have them say a yes or a no, it gets you the sale, right? So when you get to a point, and one of the techniques that I think Fraser, I'm not sure if it's Fraser or Igning that I've mentioned that, often, that you ask them some other questions that for sure they're going to say yes before you ask them for the sale, or before you ask them for the sign up. that you ask them a series of, before you ask them, like, for example, you're asking them to come and attend a prospecting call with you. The goal is for them to say yes to come and attend the prospecting call. But before you get to that, ask some other questions. Are you are you in this locality? Are you available at 2 p.m. tomorrow? These things like that. Once they say yes about 2-3 times, then you ask them, will you be open to attending this an information session with me on a new way that I found, making money online? When you do that, they've been saying yes, 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 yes. So it's just going to follow that. Yes, they will say, okay, I'll give it a try. I'll come, right? So all of that. Then we have some presentation methods that we can use, here. And it says, get the prospect involved. I think we touched on this a little in the previous chapter or previous session of this chapter, where, the posture of the client, if they are closing up like this, they're folding their hands or crossing their legs, it shows they are closing up. To get them to open up, give them a pen, or give them a book, your presentation book, especially when you're, sitting by them, you give them a book or the presentation book for them to have a feel of it, or to show them so they can collect it from you. So it gives them an open posture instead of just them folding and just staying aloof. And if it's virtual like this, that's why it's good to have, coming on, on video, so you can have a feel of how everybody is, of how, people are on the call. You can then have a sense, okay, people are with me, or they are distracted, and all of that. So it's good. And then you can change their position where they're sitting and things like that. So it's good that you move them in your presentation. And then use visual aids. I love what it said about, using visual aids when you're, when you're presenting, describing ways by which the prospect can see themselves as a customer, enjoying the benefit. If you see, you're prospecting to somebody, or you want to make a sale, of a skincare, and you see they have, blemishes, or they are heavily made up, like, this person is covering something on their face. They're heavily made up. You can ask them, how long, how often do you go without makeup? Do you even go out without makeup at all? How will it feel if they feel the way they if they come across like, I cannot step out of the house without makeup, you want to kill me, that they are insecure when it comes to their skin. So you can then tell them, this product, for example, right now, my goal has been, I sleep, I wake up, and I'm like this, and I can go anywhere without applying any makeup, and the Untamed has given me that, right? So you can tell them, how will you feel to be able to step out of the house, go to the office without any makeup on, other than maybe, your eyebrows and your eye pencil, that you don't need to have to cover your skin. That is what this product is going to do for you. Now, get them in that, the kind of person they are, get them in that mood, like being able to get out of the house without makeup, looking like this. How will you feel, right? Definitely that would get them, in the mood to be able to do that. I'm actually thinking of a question I can ask to get everyone's attention, the whole participation right now, to make use of this, to make use of what I'm learning here. So I'm thinking, so when I have the opportunity, I'll ask that question to get us to participate, so I can exercise what I'm learning, right? So he says here, telling is not selling. I love the way he puts this. He says this costs $295 per person. he's saying you're telling. Instead of telling, you present it with a question. Do you have any idea how much something like this normally costs per person? This will get the attention of the person. Like, okay, how much something like this normally costs? If they are a customer of skincare products, they know how expensive those things are. So when you ask them that question, they will throw out numbers. That is how you engage them. And when you're doing that, you're involving them in the process. And by the time you now say, this is what this costs, they might put out a number that costs less or more. Then you are able to defend the cost that you're showing to them. You know what to say, to defend the cost and all of that. And then the trial close. I love this so much. This is so really, really nice. And that is, you're able to close multiple times. You're concluding the closure, like you're getting them to a yes at the end of the day. In other words, as you're going, for example, let me use the Untamed product, for example. You've asked them, how will you feel to step out of the house without a makeup on? Is that something that you even do? They will tell you why they don't do that, right? And then you ask them, how will you feel to be able to go out of the house without makeup on? They will tell you, wow, that would be a dream come true, right? You will make my day if I have such a product. And then you continue, you already know that is something they need. That is something they look forward to. And then you continue, and then you say, oh, this fragrance, the fragrance on this product, or still talking about the skincare, you talk about the ingredients, like it's organic and things like that. How do you feel about having product that does not have, toxic chemicals? They will say, wow, yes, that is definitely something for me. Along the way, as you're making the presentation, you're getting them to, okay, this benefit is for me, this benefit is for me, this benefit is for me. By the time you mention 6-7 benefits, they already said, yes, 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 those are for me. For example, here, do you like this color? Now, if in this color they say, no, I hate it, it's the worst color I've ever seen, then you're able to say, okay, this is other things. No problem, we've got lots of other colors you would like better. So if they come up and say, I really, with skincare product, for example, I don't know, unless they say, okay, no, I really don't like, I don't know anybody that would say, I don't like organic products. Unless they say, okay, the organic products I've seen, the smell puts me off. Then you're going to tell them, oh, this smells heavenly, smells natural, smells really nice, right? You alleviate the fear that this, the product is going to smell weird or, off of them. Then you ask for feedback as you go. Before even you get to closing, those are the trial closing questions that you have. Does this make sense to you so far? So, okay, I think these are a good idea. Can I get some notes in the chat? Does this make sense? Is this resonating with anyone in the chat right now? I mean, on the call right now, let me know in the chat, right? So you get a feel of, okay, is this making sense? Can you see yourself using these techniques with your prospect? I'm asking those of us here right now. Do you see yourself being able to succeed? Do you see a scenario where you feel, okay, if I had used this method or this question thing on this other prospect, maybe I would have gotten another result? Anyone? Yes, I love it. So definitely, these are ways by which you put yourself in that scenario, and this is what you help to do for your prospect. You put them as beneficiaries of everything you're showing them. So, and you get their feedback as you go along the way. Power of suggestion, of course, you paint the picture of them benefiting, like I said earlier. So I want us to go to talking past the sale close. This I love so much, because then you're able to talk to them as if they're already in. you talk to the prospect as if you've already bought the product or service. So you begin to show them, for example, you want to bring, thank you, Cecilia, you want to bring people in, you know, a prospect joining your business, right? And we have possibly the current promo or the current challenge that is going on right now is, you know, with going to having all expense paid hotel and travel to Lagos, right? You can, when you're talking to the prospect, you can, how have you been to Lagos? You know, how wonderful will it be that you're able to go, you know, travel? It might not even be Lagos, it might be somewhere else. You know, you're able to travel, all expense paid, stay in a luxury hotel. How will it be that, you know, when we're going in May, you're with us? You're able to make it with us, right? So you already put them in the position of a qualifier, that's somebody that's qualified for that trip in May, come May, right? Of course, you have to qualify before May, like February and March, right? So by March, they already qualify. So you put them in that scenario, right? So that is, and of course, as a customer using the product, you put them in a scenario like the scenario I used, you know, leaving the house without having to put makeup on, you know, being minimalistic and looking beautiful even with it, right? So you put them in that scenario, in that state. It's powerful, very, very powerful. Now, finally on this, we're going into the 10 keys to success in selling. 10 keys to success in selling. And I love, this is something we have read, we have learned over and over. And that is the fact that success is predictable. The law of cause and effect is such that it says, such as having high income, there is specific cause or causes. If you do what other successful people do, you will eventually get the same result that they do. Right? So what are those 10 things, keys that has been recorded by successful people that we must do to be successful in sales? It says, do what you love to do. You must learn to love your work and then commit yourself to becoming excellent in that field. We must love selling. Excellence is a decision. Right? Commit yourself to becoming excellent in sales, that you sell your product. And then, of course, your self-esteem grows with your success. When you make sale, you continue to grow in your self-esteem. And when you continue, it's that cycle. Fraser puts it that plan, do. Plan, do. I think there's another one, that I had. I think I had 3. When plan, do, review, something like that. When you go through that cycle, each time it gets better and better and better and better. And you strive to be the best. Excellence is a result of years of hard, dedicated effort in a single direction. There is no substitute for hard work. We have to be committed to the hard work. And then number 2, it says, decide exactly what you want. We have to be certain what we want from this business, from, being a network marketer. What is your goal? What do you want from it? Right? And when you do that, you go for it. The goals formula says, decide exactly what you want. Number 1. 2, write it down. That's how you get your goals down. Write it down. Number 3, set a deadline on the goal. Number 4, make a list of everything you can think of that you can possibly do to achieve that goal. Keep working on it until the list is complete. And 5, organize the list by sequence and priority. 6, take action on your goal, whatever it is. And lastly, do something every day that moves you toward your most important goal. That is where our daily method of operation comes in. What do you do on a daily basis that's moving you each inch and inch towards being the best, being, hitting your sales record, hitting your recruiting record, goals and all of that, right? Then, of course, we've gone through this a few times, setting goals. Writing down your goals. It says set 10 goals immediately. We are in the right time. of the year where people, goal setting and all of that. Write it down. What do you have on your vision board? Some people say this weekend, I think I shared it on the group. This weekend, my money coach, for those that's going to be on that, she's been my best kept. I wouldn't say secret because I've been sharing her content on my page from time to time, but this will be the first time I will very openly invite people to our event. And this one is a free event. And I tell you, it's going to be an amazing. She doesn't call her vision board a vision board thing. She called it manifested, like it's a done deal. And I love the approach is just so powerful. It gives you power, that power that yes, I can do this. This will happen. This can happen for me. So if you've registered, I want to congratulate you. It's this Saturday. If you've not registered, let me know. I can send you the link again, but it's in the chat, the book club chat. It's like a vision board where you set your vision for the year, but she doesn't like calling it vision board. And I agree with her. She calls it manifested board or manifested list. Oh, time. Yeah, you should have an email. Oh, you should have an email because she's oh Lord. One thing, when I grow up, when I say grow up, when I get to, when is it? Yes. It's this Saturday, my time. It's my time. I'll translate all of those times. My time, 10 a.m. That will be Nigeria time, 4 p.m. So you can translate that to Tanzania time, 4 p.m. Nigeria time. But I'll send it to you. When you register, she'll give you, there are a lot of conversations. She had these auto themes set up. Oh my God. So beautiful. When I grow up, as in my business, that is the way I will set up my business. Auto run. When you sign, all you need is to sign up. When you sign up, you get messages. When you get messages, you ask you to do, to click the link, join here, do this. When you do that, in the messenger, it just gives you things. Like today, she has reached out to me, told me things to do every day like that. And then once you get in her group, I've only paid for one of her programs. And that was 2020 or 2021, one of our programs. And ever since then, I've not had to pay any other thing again. Of course, she's run other programs, but the free values that she gives, oh my God, the best. She's my best coach ever. So of course she's not in network marketing, but overall, when it comes to wealth and life in general, is just so amazing. It's just so amazing. So definitely I'll put the reminder, but please register so you can get all of those, because there are tools. She's going to give you the board template itself. She has videos. She already sent me 3 videos, to go through today, to get you in the mind of thinking big, thinking the way we ought to think towards that program period. Is really, really powerful. All right. Your major definite purpose, all of those things, these are things that when we get ourselves in the state of, setting goals and wanting to decide on what we want, we have to understand all of, the major purpose, what are the things you want to change in your life, and all of that. And then number 3, it says back your goal with persistence and determination. Once you begin, refuse to even consider the possibility of failure. That I am in this business to make it, and that's it. I'm selling. I'm a professional seller. I sell, I recruit. That's what I do. Don't hold back. Make a complete commitment. Resolve that nothing will stop you or discourage you, and commit to lifelong learning. I congratulate all of us that are here. That is the commitment we have made, that we will read a book in the span of a month or 6 weeks, and we'll come here to expatiate on it, to discuss it. I hope that this will be more discussion based, and not just one or two people talking, right? But at least we're here to share our knowledge, to hear, somebody expatiate. I would love that we do more sharing. All right. So never stop learning and getting better, and knowing that your mind can appreciate in value. That's one of the things. Once you stretched your mind, it can never go back, or, as long as you continue to stretch it. So we have to continue to learn and get better and better at things. So never stop learning. And then very, 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 very crucial and important, use your time well. Your time is all you have to sell. It is your primary asset. I love what, I don't know how many of us know him. He's a Nigerian scholar, or a Nigerian entrepreneur. He ran for presidency the last election. Fela Durotoye, he mentioned that when it comes to time management, when you waste your own time, you're literally committing suicide. And when you waste other people's time, you're committing murder, because time is life. Your time is your life. Remember, as you age every day, you're aging towards the end of life. So when somebody is wasting your time, then then they don't like you, they don't love you, because they're literally killing you little by little. So if you have that sense, then you know that your time is valuable, the most valuable asset that you have. So you cannot waste it. You have to use your time judiciously. So to do that, you have to set clear priorities. You have to know what you use that time for. And then when you have a list of things to do, you select the most important task, and that's what you spend your time on. And knowing that you cannot just waste your time, you are able to focus and concentrate and make sure that the time you spend is productive for you. It has value. You can get value out of it, because it's like you're spending your time, you're spending your life. So what do you get out of it, right? It must bring value back to you. Follow the leaders. I love it. I just posted on Facebook not too long ago a quote from here that I came across. It says, follow the leaders, do what successful people do. Right? And that's what we ought to do within the Untamed. Who are the people that are succeeding, doing it the right way? Who are the people that are making it and, running this business the right way? Ask them questions. Ask them what they do. Ask them what they're doing. Learn from them. And you can learn by asking questions. When we ask them questions, what are they doing? How are they doing it? Right? Then we'll be able to tailor our ways, because success can be reproduced. And that's one thing, one thing that I was looking for is somebody that is able to, they have a system and they can continue to repeat it every time, and they will continue to get the same result. That is the model, right? And then you model your own way after that person, right? And then, of course, you look the part and you continue to you continue to apply what is learned so that you can continue to move forward. Fly with the eagles. Do not sit with, low achievers or unachievers with stinking attitudes, right? Those that are naysayers, nothing can work. This is not going to work. If it's not their way, it's not the right way. No, you have to stay with people that, even in the face of difficulty, even in the face of what seems like, this is not going to work, or this might be challenging, they still have that posture of there's nothing impossible. If somebody can think it, we are here to set standards, to set the pace, right? Even if other people are not doing it that way, that doesn't mean that people cannot do it that way. We show them how, right? That is what we're here for, right? So you can't fly with the eagles if you keep scratching with the turkeys. So yeah, you have to choose your you have to choose your company. Character is everything. Very, very crucial. We know that. If you want to be trusted, be trustworthy. This is what I posted on social media just a few minutes ago. If you want to be trusted, be trustworthy. And of course, you cannot lose yourself in all of this. You have to be true to yourself. And that is you know what you want and you go for it. You don't allow any other person's opinion to dissuade you. You go for what you want. Unlock your inborn creativity. Recognize that you have the great reserves of creativity that you have never used, and just keep digging at it and let it come out. Practice the golden rule. Do not go out to cheat anybody, right? So what would your team be if everybody does what you do? What would the company be if everybody does what you do, right? So we have to continue to be the best that we can be, and then pay the price for success. Absolutely. I love the analogy you put here. When you want to get a plane to fly, for it to get to the level that it will lift off, it needs to get to that full level, full throttle, it says, right? If you don't, it won't lift off. It will just continue to go in the runway until it runs out of runway and crashes. And that is not what we want. We want our plane to take off. And for it to take off, you have to exert all the energy. But then when the plane gets in the air, it gets to a point that it can be autopilot. You just hands off, you set it in autopilot, and you go for a drink while the plane is going on autopilot. Our business is going to get to that point where it just goes on autopilot without even our own inputs. You get your income. You are on vacation, you go on vacation on Singapore, right? In Singapore, you go on vacation in Dubai, you go on vacation, in some highland somewhere, in Hawaii. You're just enjoying yourself. And at the end of the month, at the end of the week, you're still catching in. It's going to get to that point, but at this point, yeah, we still have to give it a full throttle. We cannot hold back. Your future is unlimited. You have within you right now the ability to be more, do more, and have more than you ever have in your life. By becoming absolutely excellent in your chosen profession of selling, you can achieve all your goals and fulfill all your dreams. And that is the end of the psychology of selling. The end.
Wow, finally.
That is the end of this book. It's really been amazing. Just being reminded that this is a skill that we can learn. This is definitely a skill that everybody must learn. And it's something that I intend to, imbibe in my children as well, right? That you sell yourself, you sell anything, everything, right? And to be good, you have to be good at it so that you can make money from it, right? And be successful at it. So I know we're almost out of time. I don't know if anybody wants to chime in anything.
Hello, everyone. I just would like to share that within this book, I've added a lot of knowledge when it was type of customers that we face. Because, like I said, I have promoted my ads with Facebook looking for customers. And one among the type of customers I faced yesterday, even when he was approaching me and the conversation, I was saying, wow, I have to follow what the book has advised, because he's a doctor at the University of Dar es Salaam. So the way he was explaining to me, saying that I'm a doctor and whatever, I said I asked for the photo because he wanted to remove the wrinkles. So the way he was expressing himself, my dear, he was just using those so deep English for me not to
Wow.
understand that I'm talking to a doctor. I
Wow.
was just laughing and I was just very calm, waiting for him to type or ask a question so that I can reply according to what he was asking. So it's the
Exactly.
very best books to me, and that it has come to the best time that I'm working, the best grade. Yeah. So if we apply, I'm sure we are going to get great results. So we have to practice. Yes, we have read it and we have finished. That's not the end. Let's go back to practice. That's
Yes.
it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And one of the things that I love, in expanding our knowledge is once you know something, you know it, right? And it gets more ingrained into you when you even, use it and practice it, right? So that is it. And the next book, like I said, that we're going to be looking at, I've changed it from the other one because I read the other one. It wasn't passing what I wanted us to actually tackle. It wasn't passing that across. So I'm going for The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz, PhD.
Wow. Best book at bedtime.
Yeah, it's a bestseller, classic international bestseller. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
I like it.
awesome. I'm glad you
Yeah.
did.
Good choice. Good choice.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you. So we're gonna start this next. Let me see what next week is the 18th, then 25th. So this week is not, this month is not gonna be clashing with end of the month. So we're gonna have the book club time throughout this month. So we're going to start next week. So I'll be reaching out to you to join me, in, discussing these and all of that. So please let me know your availability. I would love for us to have multiple people discussing this. All right. So thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate your time and I hope this has been valuable to you. Thank you so much, Diana, for your contributions. I appreciate you. Thank you, Cecilia. I see your contribution there. Thank you, Irene. Yes, I love it. All right. I'll repost about the manifesting party. I'll repost it in the group now. So if you've not registered, please do. You're going to love it. Trust me. All right. All righty. Have a good one, everybody. Good night. Love you all.